Let me type something in the chat. And I apologize for being late. I got that wrong. I was setting up and I ran into another error, so I had to make the correction. So I come before you with an interesting topic. I'll be doing my book signing. I'm making some adjustment. Thank you. For those who want to know my shirt, let me say stop expecting you from other people. Stop expecting you from other people. I come before you to share my book that I wrote and edited when I was living in Colorado. It means a lot to me, and I want to share. I put myself in this book, wrote some of my stories, and others from things I've overheard over the years, things that I saw from afar. No name will be me. It's not about judging or criticizing. It's about understanding where we are going. The title of the book is The Hidden Tears of Black Male. I'll be doing a book signing at the Geechee Roots in Pool Outlet the 17th from 2 until 5. The cost, I'm going to production, introduction, offer, simply be $10. $10 autograph copy from me. I promise you, you will enjoy the chapters in this book. To those of you who have gone out to dinner and you pick up the menu and you scan and you see what you want to order, sometimes it depends on the cost of the meal to determine what you can order. You get an appetizer, a drink, main course, and if you're hungry enough, you want to get the dessert. So I'm going to approach my book introduction discussion, randomly selecting chapters, and just touch on what they are about. Hopefully you see yourself. As I mentioned, The Hidden Tears of Black Male, I wrote it from a Black male perspective. It should, and I know it would help other Black males because I have shared some things I wrote in the book, but it also can go across other races. So it's not specifically for Blacks. It can be for any other male, and especially it can be for a female. And they can learn about their spouse or boyfriend. So I come with you by sharing what are the hidden tears. If I was crying right now, you know that I would have a problem. You would say, Anthony is crying. What is wrong with you? But I'm not crying. So what are the hidden tears that I'm talking about? The behavior tears, the verbal tears that people show and say. We can look at a person's behavior and determine that they have a problem. They're crying out. A person said, you're crying out for help. Or a friend or a family or a grandparent would say, you're crying out for help. If you don't stop this, it's going to lead you down to the path of destruction. Yes, we all are crying out for help. The question is, do you want the help? In order to get the help, we must admit that we have a problem, seek help, and take the solution that is given to us. So when I sought out an editor for this particular book, excuse me, they edited my book, and I said, could you write me something about how this book, what you saw, how did it impact you? So I'm going to share what my author shared with me. Her name is Erin Murphy, and she shared about this book. This book hit me hard. Anthony Milton is giving voice to the pain, longing, and shame of Black American Christian men who are systematically dehumanized in our culture. With unflinching devotion to the vulnerable truth, Milton writes of the heartaches he shares with millions of lonely and discouraged men. Hearing their cries opened my heart. Hearing their cries opened my heart. What I found still most beautiful was his call to responsibility from within the pain. He reapproaches himself and all of us for letting our pain run the show and asks us to surrender to God's leadership and the loving firm with ourselves. This is simple, direct, open-hearted song of love warfare. That is what she shared. And I thank you for it. We living in a society, we living in a time where people are only concerned about themselves, concerned about themselves. It's right to be concerned about yourself. What about your fellow friends, family members that need help? Some people do not seek help and they commit suicide. And then the person who hear of the suicide will say, oh, I knew they had a problem, but they did not go out to help them or tell them to seek advice. They may feel guilty. We all are crying from within. They're not tears. Some people hide them very well. They put on a pretty face, they smile, appear that everything's okay, but they're hurting inside. When I was growing up, I saw drama. We all have drama in our family. It's what we do when we see the drama. Someone said, you should not judge. To judge is to make the right decision. If I'm judging you based on what I think you should do because I want you to do it that way and you're doing it wrong, that is the wrong kind of judge. But if I see you walking down the road and you do not know there's a cliff around the curve, I need to stop you. I should not be saying, you judging me because how I'm walking. You judging me because where I'm at. You judging me because I'm walking this direction, that direction, not the way you want to go. We all have tears that need to be wiped away with the truth. Some people go to counseling, spiritual counseling, professional counseling, mother, father, brother, sister counseling. But then when I was a police officer, back in the day, I have answered many domestic complaints, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, arguing and fussing with one another. There are no tears when I arrive to the house. There are physical tears, bruises, scratches, furniture torn all around, furniture thrown this way, and shirts and clothing, and anything is just destroyed. That's a tear. Those are tears. Yes, the female will be crying, and the male may not be crying. I have never responded to a call where I saw a man crying because he was fighting or she was fighting with him. It's always the female mostly the time. Then I thought that I never responded to a call where a man is calling because his wife or girlfriend is beating him up physically and emotionally. No, he don't call. Sometimes he not even call his friends or his homeboys, the people he hang out with, because he don't want them there. I'm a man. I should not let this happen to me. But you can be sure that a female will pick up the telephone and call any and everybody to share what she's experiencing with her husband or her boyfriend. But men don't do that. Some of them don't. They keep it to themselves. They keep their hurt within, and sooner or later it will explode to physically abusing themselves or someone else. Those are his tears. Tears does not have a color. It's clear, it's salty, but clear tears can come down everyone's face. The death of a family member, the death of a friend, the death of a child, the death of your husband, or brother, or whomever can cause you to physically cry. Everyone don't have to cry at a funeral or death of a loved one. Everyone deal with death a certain way. You should not be mad at me, and I should not be mad at you because you're not crying. Everyone has a time frame to cry. Cry may be 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now. But eventually you may cry, you may not. You may hold it in because you don't want to show your feelings and emotions. But hey, you need to know the truth. So the appetizer in this book, I thought about what I'm going to randomly select. So I chose to go through the table of contents. When you go to the restaurant, you have a menu, and each item has the price, like each chapter in this book has a page. And I will go through this menu to share what you can eat if you choose to eat, what you are eating and don't realize you're eating. My writing style, you may hear the title of something. If you go to HeStillSpeaksNowListen.org, my website, my YouTube channel, Thoughts in the AM, and also post that on Facebook under the name of Anthony Milton if you want to be my Facebook friend. So accept what I'm sharing with you as the menu that I will be revealing to you, and there will be others up until the point that I do my book signing at the Geisha Roots in Pula Outlet on the 17th. The Hidden Tears of a Black Male. Why I cannot tell. Why I cannot tell. I am crying. I did not like what you did to me. It is not always my fault. Self-inflicted pain. I know how you feel. That is a poem. I know how you feel is the article. I'm an independent woman. Where are the God-fearing women? Where are the God-fearing Christian women? The church remains silent. I need child support. Baby mama drama. Where's my daddy? I'm sorry. Stay out of my life. We cannot be friends. Did you hear yourself in this menu that I'm sharing with you? Did you hear something that you're experiencing from what I just shared with you? Why you cannot tell? Why you cannot tell? A woman can go on the phone, as I mentioned earlier, and share what she's going through. But a man is very rarely does the same. He can't call the police. He can call the police. He can lodge a complaint. The officer can arrive to handle the call, but he's afraid he cannot tell. He cannot tell that his girlfriend or wife is physically abusing him knocking him up beside the head, beating him up physically. I recall living in an apartment and I heard some noise outside of my door. I looked through the peephole and I saw maybe a 5, 6 female. She had her left hand in the chest of this tall male, he probably about 6 feet. And she was saying, say something, say something. And he just looked at her and I saw this through the peephole. And I was gonna open the door, but I didn't want to. Why? If it had gotten bad, I would have. But I thought about it. If I opened the door, he would probably act bad or pretend or do something or cause him to get beat up when I close my door. There are a lot of men out there that being physical, no matter what race, there are a lot of men out there. They have not come out of the abuse closet. You ever wonder when you hear a professional sports figure is accused of slapping his wife or girlfriend, and everyone go against him and run to the female side? Have you ever heard of a sports figure call the police, or a well-known actress call, or a well-known actor call, and say my girlfriend or wife is abusing me, and she slapped me and cut me and beat me up? No, you don't hear that. You see that in movies. I recall in one of Jennifer Lopez movies, it's called Enough, where she got tired of being abused and she fought her husband. So don't live in Wonderland and think that men do not get physically beat up. Men do get physically abused by another man or especially a woman, and they are inclined to keep it to themselves. For that reason, they refuse to tell. Imagine going to court and the court is crowded and the man and the wife is standing, the man and woman is standing there. Their back is to the audience. They're standing before the judge and the clerk, and the judge asks them what brought you here. And the man have to say, Your Honor, I called the police because my wife and I got in an argument. And she pulled out a gun on me. She pulled out a knife on me. She pulled out a bat. She pulled out a frying pan. She threw water on me. She threw hot grease on me. She did whatever. And I couldn't take it anymore. And he tells that to the judge and the clerk. Imagine the people behind him laughing. What? You let her beat you up? You're a man. You shouldn't let that happen to you. But what about the men who do not tell and they kill themselves? They go into drug use, alcohol use, trying to numb the pain in any way, form to get rid of it. And it doesn't work. So they kill themselves. And that is why they refuse to tell. So when the officer arrives to the house, he's going to assume that the female is being beaten up by the man. So he dare not open his mouth and say, she slapped me, she beat me up. Because they're going to like, you 200 and something pounds and she just 5'5", 110. They're going to think the person is lying. Why? Because it has been made known to society. It is always the man that's causing the abuse. No. There's races of men are being beaten as I'm speaking right now by some female. You may laugh, but imagine right now across the states, across the country, in the world, at the sound of my voice, there are many women are beating their husband or boyfriend physically and being verbally abusive to them. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's a lack of self-esteem. Maybe it's because they went through a lot growing up as a child. Maybe it could be multiple things. But I want you to keep in mind that we all need to look and examine ourselves and begin to question why we should tell. This is speaking to the men. Like I mentioned, women can learn from a man and vice versa. It's not I'm the man and you got to listen to me because you're the woman. No, communication is the key. I did a lot of things, lived a life, some I can say regret, made a lot of bad choices, did not have a father figure in the household. When I was growing up, my mother and father separated. So I had to learn what I thought, how a man should behave by watching other men and watching the television, but never got that talk, hardcore talk. And that's what this book about, the chapters that I read to you. We have everyone, men, women, children, everyone are experiencing their own individual hidden tear. And they may have more, bunch of tears. I always say when I cry, my tears, I call it a snotty nose cry. That's when you got snot coming out your nose and your eyes watering, you can't hurt your heart, your chest hurting. You got to that kind of way. That is a cry. But when it's done, you feel much better. You feel much better. So join me again, Friday at 8 o'clock, up to the 17th. I'll be doing randomly selecting chapters in this book. You can go to Amazon, type in Go to Books, type in The Hidden Tears of Black Male. You see the cover of my book. You see the cover. You click on it, and they allow you to look at 7 pages. And within those 7 pages, you will see the table of contents. Meet me on the 17th at the Geet Your Roots for an autographed copy. $10. I'm just an introductory cost because I want you to have it. Word of mouth travels. If you like this video, share it with your other friends. Allow them to hear that you've heard something. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. So when I do come back on, make a comment. Make a comment. And I'll leave you with this thought. I remember when I was doing Facebook videos, which I still do, I put in one of my questions, I said, men, share your stories about you being abused. Share stories that you know of. You don't have to give names. Here you're going to have your name there. You can make it, I know a person kind of thing. But no one responded. Am I the only man that's verbally, publicly announcing that I have experienced not physical abuse, but verbal abuse? I tolerate it for various reasons. Am I the only man that cannot admit? Some men say it's better to keep her, cheaper to keep her than to get a divorce. That is a hidden tear he gets from a girlfriend. He having an affair. Or some go the down low route. But everyone has a tear. So I'm not the only man out there. It's just I'm one of many that, from me, I'm speaking up. There may be others not using the social media platform, have gone into counseling and seek help. That's good. But we as men of all races, even women, must recognize that we do have tears that need to be wiped away with the truth. And that is recognizing that we are the cause of our problems. I can't blame he or she that made me do this and that. I choose to do this and that. So if you like this video, share it with other people. Allow them to hear what you heard. Let them be responsible for what they hear. We can't answer for everyone, but we can answer for our own behavior and our own choices. Thank you. God willing, I'll be back Friday. Just think, we all have tears. What are yours? Are they driving you toward the self-destruction? Are they driving you toward self-inflicted pain? Or do you want to be free? Do you want to be free from the self-inflicted pain? Do you want to be free from I cannot tell? Do you want to be free? Allow people to know how you feel. It's not being shameful. We all must recognize that we need help. We need help. Yes, we must apologize. Have you apologized to yourself? Have you apologized to yourself? Apologize for how you behave. Apologizing for how you behaving toward yourself and apologize to how you behaving to other people. So it's my pleasure to be before you. God willing, I see you here. I will not see you, but I mean, meet me online. Thank you. God bless.